As the somber tones of Stand By Me sound around the home of the Matildas, we conclude the men's third round of NPL action with Melbourne Victory taking on South Melbourne. Adam Blomby and Arthur Keaties from the commentary gantry, we welcome you to our go-home show of this fantastic third round so far. Arthur, a pleasure to be here tonight.
An absolute pleasure to be here and great to see you again, my friend. And a great balmy night, and this is a great day for football here tonight. And we've got a healthy crowd here also, which is great, here at the Matildas ground, home ground, and the facilities are just immaculate. And I'm looking really forward to this game, especially seeing a few of the future youngsters of Australian football.
We might just have a quick glance of the starting lineup for Victory this evening as we have a look at how they set themselves on the playing surface. Kane Razmovsky joins Damien Bozanovsky, the captain, Parker Williams and Sobena Obani in the defensive line. Luke Didaluka, Alexander Menalou and Luka Kolic line up in the centre of the park with Austin Ganino, Jing Reese and Jordan Hoey as the attackers. And in goal, of course, for Victory, can't forget about the most important man for them in between the six of Christian Siciliano, who's in the squad tonight. As for South Melbourne, Javier Lopez lines up with Marko Jankovic, Jake Marshall, Jordan Lampard and Jack Painter Andrews in the defensive contingent. Ross Archibald alongside George Mells and Lucas Inglese in the engine room with Andy Brennan, Noel Bernarda and Max McCullough lining up in attack. Early predictions for this one, Arthur?
Look, I haven't seen that much of Victory, but I'm sure that they're going to take the game up to South Melbourne, who have bolstered their lineup this year with some quality, especially with that man, George Mells. I really like the way he plays football. And he scored a beautiful goal the other week. A volley at Lakeside. And I'm sure that South Melbourne want to continue their successful run at the moment, playing away to the Victory as they go down the line. Cleared away to safety. Chested down and trying to make a bit of a run for it there on the left-hand side, Victory, early on. And a lot of youngsters in that Victory side, and I must say it's very heartening to see such good talent playing here today. And as the ball gets played and cleared away out of danger, what do you think yourself? Do you think this game is going to be a lot closer than people think?
Certainly so, considering Victory in the opening rounds were held to a 1-1 draw against Altona to kickstart their campaign. Of course, they were beaten in round 2 against Heidelberg, their first home match of the calendar year for the Burgers, in which Max Passetto, their new signing, was able to score the maiden goal in that contest, ensuring all 3 points remained at Olympic Village. But we haven't seen too much yet from Victory. Of course, early stages of the season, Arthur, but all considered, they have the legs, they are young, and they have a point to prove. They want to try and break the mould into, of course, senior minutes in the men's A-League competition for Melbourne Victory. And why not try establish your playing trade in the NPL Victoria competition? It's bred a lot of immense talent across the country. As you can see, they're really trying to play out the back Victory, and they've done so nicely. Bring possession out wide with Abani. Jing Reese getting involved. Esteban Quintas, very vocal, sat on the esky. Old habits never die hard for South Melbourne's manager, as players have been halted. And a yellow card has been issued also, Arthur.
Yes, probably just a bit exuberant and a good sportsmanship there. Putting out his hand and apologising to that man, Lucas Inglese. And that's what we want to see, some sportsmanship at the game, and South Melbourne try and go deep, and they're really trying to press forward early here. Can they try and break the young defence of Victory here as they try and go out that right-hand side? Good ball forward, trying to pierce the defence, that solid defence of Jankovic and Marshall. And I'll tell you what, that is one of the strongest defensive lines of the league, no doubt, along with that Harvey Lopez.
A certain brick wall in which Esteban Quintas prides himself on building has been the foundation for majority of South Melbourne's success in recent years, of course, with acquiring the season, the premiership, although when it comes to the finals, they just can't see him, South Melbourne, at the minute to find the means necessary, although you can be assured if you are a South Melbourne supporter that after what was a very heavy off-season in the transfer window, they made a lot of incredible signings, and we perhaps want to focus in on George Mells making the move across from Avondale. He has Greek heritage, of course, in his blood, and South Melbourne to boast with it. It was a rather fitting moment for him, and he was to score at Lakeside against the Knights in the original rivalry.
I'll tell you now, just quickly going to College and trying to play wide, the ball into the box, headed away, only to Brennan, trying to clear away, but only as far as Abani. Back to Menelao. A lot of these youngsters, a couple of the youngsters here, I reckon I've played against their fathers, to be quite honest with you. Ball played forward, and what I was going to say to you, you were talking about George Mells. Well, funnily enough, I went to school with his mum. Well, there you go. Good old Kathy out there. A big hello to Kathy Valaris, George Mells' mum, and I'm sure she'd be pretty pleased to see him play here tonight for the blue and white.
A legend of the commentary scene, Arthur Keatis. It's always a pleasure to be alongside him for whichever clash it might be. Although if the football's not to entertain, I'm sure Arthur might, as the lateral ball will be shifted wide by Razmovsky in hope to try and find Abani, but meanwhile it's South with Brennan trying to turn inside. Overlap had arrived, and it's Archibald providing. His cross was poised for Bernardo at the back post, but a very sort of mundane effort to really try and infiltrate the goal of the young Siciliano for Victory. 5 minutes and 30 seconds played, Arthur. Nothing too really extravagant kick starting. I think both sides just trying to mould themselves into it.
Yeah, and you'd have to say, look, I'd say both these teams are ball-playing teams, and they have got a beautiful pitch to play their style of football, but Victory like playing the ball out of the back, apart from that time where they've gone direct right down to Reese. And now they're trying to find a way through that solid line. Razumnovsky and trying to move it forward. Still not being allowed to pierce their way through, but they're working with Rikia. Rikia plays it back. He's definitely a hit man in that front line. He's got a bit of speed. And trying to find their way through. Ball into the box, and Lopez easily mopping up. And what a great goalkeeper he is. He's definitely been the goalkeeper of the season for the last couple of seasons, for my mind. And had he not been in goals for South Melbourne, there's a lot of victories that they had in the last couple of years that they certainly wouldn't have had it not been for his heroics.
34 years of age, Javi Lopez, A Spaniard applied his trade in the A-League, of course, with Western Sydney a few years back. He really broke the mould here in NPL Victoria with South Melbourne. 104 appearances to date. I think back to that Tokati Cup win of 2024 for Hellas, and well, how important he was at this very venue. As Siciliano, it's unorthodox, but he'll send it very long, and you can see the fresh legs, perhaps of Howie providing pursuit and out of play. In fact, it wasn't. It was poised for Brennan. That header from Inglese resides back with the goalkeeper for victory. Menelou will reside it with his centre-back partnership. And now Williams, one of the duos, will shift it back to his captain of Bozanovsky. Razmovsky was trying to have the play continue further up the field. It was there for Gingrease. Marshall to usher it away. Now George Mells goes very long into the army night sky for Brennan. Barney intervenes accordingly, and victory just withstanding these current long balls from South Melbourne as once more Razmovsky trying to poise something creative of his own further up the field and hasn't been able to do so.
It looks like Parker Williams in that central defensive victory is trying to curtail any forward thrust, and he's done quite well early on here. And he's got some quick speed of Bernarda to deal with, along with Mikola. Bernarda plays it wide and cleared away again as they try and open up to Jordan Hoey, and the ball being dispossessed, but luckily for him, back to Abani. Abani to Minutol. Abani again. He's trying to get involved here down that wing. Williams all the way back to Bozanovsky. Menelo trying to get a bit of a feel of the ball in that midfield area. Almost playing as a 6. And he's got a lot of the possession early on. Good ball into the centre. Oh, he plays it back. Trying to find a way through. They've got their Jing Rees, and he's definitely the man that they're trying to reach, and he's very mobile and very agile and finding it hard to get to the ball to his feet.
The idea being personified early on by the victory manager of Boris Sheriston, who's organised his players to just hold on to possession. They haven't exactly been too uncomposed, if that's the right word to use. Might not be, but they've remained rather composed in having the ball at their feet, although South trying to attain a throw-in on that far side. And they in fact do so, so possession will reside back with Lampard. Marshall. Having to skip to get there was Painter Andrews. They work it back to the keeper of Javi Lopez. Both sides looking to really just at their standpoint in terms of possession. As Lampard is looking to progress down that left flank, will have it poised forward for Bernarda. His cross will be flown in. In fact, it won't beat the first man nor the frame of the goal. It's gone right out of play. Lacking some composure, perhaps. South, they're showcasing some signs, Arthur, that they want to play and they want to attack, and they just can't seem to currently generate a tangible cross.
Yes, Adam, and as you're saying that, I'm seeing some great, massive hand gestures there from the South Melbourne coach, Esteban Quintas. He's very animated and very passionate, and certainly a great part of this game in Victoria is his hand movements and screaming from the sidelines. Certainly had a successful stint in the last 3 seasons here at South Melbourne. And really the icing on the cake should be to actually finally win the Premier's Plate, having won top of the league plate for a couple of the seasons, and a Doherty Cup. He's been very successful and must be applauded for that. As Mendelao tries to play it through, College plays it back to Bozanovsky. Williams goes wide, and again Abani, can he get down that wing? Chooses not to. Very, very laboured at the moment, trying to inch their way forward. As the lights completely take over now, Adam, in this beautiful stadium. And I tell you what, the more of these stadiums that get built, the better. And we have just quickly South Melbourne going forward. Brennan, ball in the box, easily mopped up there by Siciliano. Oakley Cannons are building an absolute beautiful stadium there at Jack Edwards Reserve, and it is absolutely almost, I'd say, about 2 or 3 months away, and there will be another great stadium ready to go. So the quality of the stadiums and the quality of the football is definitely on the up, Adam, here in Victoria, and it's great to see.
Certainly, considering the announcement that was made in recent weeks with the National Championship coming up at the end, of course, of the NPL seasons across the state, across the country, really. So that should be some more entertainment in terms of football across Victoria and the nation. But it is brilliant to see, it's brilliant to notice. Jack Edwards for some time has been going through those renovations, rather. And it's just rather nice to see that it's starting to come together. Things starting to align. Really impressed so far, though, Arthur, in this contest here, where Victory have really remained composed. They haven't allowed South to generate a cross, nor really dispatch towards Siciliano. And they're rather measured in their approach so far, as Didaluka will look out wide for Hoey, who will reside with his right back of Razmovsky, who's getting a lot of the ball early on. Menelu looking to infiltrate the left flank now, Victory, with Abani. Reese was leading. Abani looking to try go around Inglese, and the fullback of Painter Andrews. And it's the first corner of the night, and it's Victory who have earned it. What can transpire from here? A real prominent opportunity perhaps for the hosts. Ball flung in nicely. It was an open header. Poised for Austin Ganino. The headlines had wrote themselves, Arthur. And the number 7 for Victory be kicking himself, considering he was in the right place at the right time, but not applying the right finish.
And that was a great ball in by Dudulica. And as you said, that the first real chance of the game, having gone wide of that left-hand post of Harvey Lopez, and that's a shot across the bows, and showing South Melbourne that they're here to play. And that was a good chance gone begging. Reached now. Boy there. In the box. A chance. Switched over. What a great effort again. Charged down, and I think it was Lampard there. And very, very lucky there. And Gianu chance there gone begging. Janino. Apologies there. Great effort. And in the end, very lucky not to be 1-0 down, South Melbourne. Another corner. A really big, deep corner. Bit of a rainmaker. The shot. Handball claims. And I tell you what, if we had VAR there, I'll tell you, that looked a bit suspicious there, Adam.
And the culprit would have been George Mells. Just getting caught in the crossfires of some early onslaught from Victory. Ganino on 2 occasions, Arthur, had a couple of chances. He had composure upon that second opportunity, although he just never let fire at the right time, perhaps, and Lampard was able to rekindle and have it out for a corner. But really promising signs from this young Victory team. As well, look at the manager. Sharoston was adamant that that might have been a handball, although it goes long into the night, those claims. Abani. Just swagging now about their play. It was Hoey who had it shifted for College. Menelau looking for Razmovsky. The far right flank is Austin Ganino trying to make things work. Menelau. Press was heavy from Banana, but the player was able to shift out to Razmovsky. Really methodical. Victory, a nice lateral pass. Well measured. Abani. He's screening the glance from Menelau. All players on the playing surface, bar the goalkeeper for Victory inside South Melbourne's defensive half. Abani trying to dance. Hoey. Edge of the box are Victory. They've worked their way to a more prominent area. It's all about if they can find a cross or an opening to shoot. Ganino's intended pass would go Frey. Lampard steps in the way, and now a counter charge perhaps for South Melbourne. Mikola competing. Nice individual battle between himself and that of Menelau. Wide is Bernarda. Lampard's very high cross is poised for Brennan. The keeper never really lofted to meet it. He might have lost it in the floodlights. And Siciliano was a little bit unassertive there, although play does fizzle out.
Yeah, it's he wouldn't be too happy with that, the youngster. Probably didn't come out. The ball was in the air for quite a while, and sort of a late charge at the ball, hence not getting the height that he should have gotten to punch the ball away. But luckily for him, that didn't end up in the back of the net. The ball down the line. Brennan really trying to get into the game now. Great defending there by Williams again. Howie. Some great work by the youngster. Good defending. Ball played central. Once again, they're trying to dig themselves out of here, South Melbourne, and they give away the free kick. We've been playing just on 21 minutes here at the House of the Matildas, and it is 0-0, and the game has started to pick up in tempo as referees called, what does it seem, timeout, or what is it? It looks like Harvey Lopez is on the ground and he's not doing too well. Surely that's a problem that South Melbourne can ill afford to have. They do have Charlie Leach on the bench, but Harvey Lopez is trying to stretch that right hammy or calf of his and see what the problem is here, as both teams come in and the coaches are giving them some last minute information to try and take in. It looks just trying to see, and it's looks like Charlie Leach might be coming on. Well, no, it looks like Jonathan Pithoulis. Jonathan Pithoulis, the youngster, could be coming on for his South Melbourne debut. Charlie Leach isn't on the bench as per normal, and it looks like he's holding sway at the moment, Lopez. And the youngster Pithoulis is to sit on the bench and wait to see how Harvey Lopez continues on with this game.
Saw Pithoulis. It would have been his debut if he was to come on. Looking rather nervous as he was jostling off and taking off his substitution bib, although Harvey Lopez appears to be somewhat okay for now, but we'll keep an eye on the South Melbourne shot stopper. That called for what was a brief timeout. Players just got their composure back, had a quick sip of water, and away we go once more. As Howie had a stellar campaign last season in the VPL one, of course, which Victory performed very well within. They are off, of course, as the champions of said competition. Cross dispatched. It was nicely shaped, perhaps, for Reese. With Ganino dispatching. A deep throw in is the call, and Kane Razmovsky has had some involvement early on. He'll throw short. Ganino. Time to shape across and run at defenders now for Ganino. It's been flung in. Reese wasn't where he should have been, perhaps you could argue. It was very flirtatious along the 6-yard box. The ball just glided along it with no one for Victory there to greet it. A moment yet again, Arthur, that's gone a begging for the hosts, you could argue. As Bernardo, lovely bit of strength. And in fact, it's going to go the way of South following that. What was deemed unsavoury bit of play. Nicely done in the engine room from Mikola. Now Jing Reese used his body. It was Javi Lopez who was a little bit uncertain. And that's one way to just remain an ominous presence in attack. Jing Reese just allows South Melbourne a bit of discomfort. That's one way to say that I'm here to ruffle some feathers tonight.
And Jing Reese, he's like an ever-ready battery in the front line there. He's certainly closing down at every which way he can. And you got to take your hat off to the youngster, because that's what you want your forward to do when he doesn't have the ball, not just loaf around and wait for his midfielders to close down play. His defence starts from the forward line, as they say, as South Melbourne now go forward. It's Mikola. He's put it in deep and way too deep, and that was a chance really catching Victory for the first time without numbers on the break, and they really didn't do anything with that. And the way South Melbourne is playing today, it seems like they're happy to sort of soak up the pressure and try and get Victory on the break. Long ball forward. And Reach is going. Defenders really struggling to deal with the ball going pretty deep there from Siciliano. Turn. Ball played wide. Can he get a shot on goal? Good 1-2. And good defending again. Cleared away only to Didalucha. He's got it again. Plays it forward. A chance there by Obani. All the way back again, Manilao. Ball played wide. Victory looking very dangerous going forward now. Ball. The shots. And look, it was worth a try. Obani. And in the end, Adam, some positive signs for Victory.
Really enjoying their game on the edge of the box. How composed they remain in possession. Went in attack, and that interplay is just causing South defensively some headaches at the minute. And this wind that must be mentioned, is a nice breeze in which allowed for Siciliano to have the ball just reach Jingris in attack, as South now trying to conjure up a counter charge. It'll ricochet nicely for Brennan. Lampard at the back posts. Mikola leading also with an incisive run. It's Brennan who's really overcooked it, and that's now on both flanks for South, where the crosses have come in with all 5 bars of power applied to them. They've gone right out of play.
They certainly haven't measured their crosses. They could see that the wind's blowing, especially to the Victory side of the ground. And going forward all of a sudden, Lopez reached and done really well there. Lopez this time clearing. And what's happening is they instead of dinking the ball over the top, they're putting too much power. Hence, the last 2 crosses they've had have gone begging. And not getting full purchase for all their hard work. And that's what happened on that far side. They did a lot of hard work to try and get into play. But again, another goal kick. Jing reached, doing whatever he can to try and pin them back in their half here. The ball swerving away, and that's the wind we were talking about, Adam. Really not using it too smartly at the moment, South Melbourne, because Williams, and there's trouble here. The ball in the box. Chance. The shot hit the bar. Oh, what an effort. And what a chance gone begging. And Parker Williams has had an absolute brilliant game up until now, and he almost messed that up for Victory.
Oh, completely. And Siciliano was telling Parker, hack it out, get rid of it. Williams froze like a deer in headlights, and then how about that from Mikola? He smacked the absolute daylights out of the ball. It ricochets off the post, and it's kicked South Melbourne's hearts right into this contest. They have a corner. It's flung in nicely towards the near post. Siciliano never met it, really. It's still there for South Melbourne if they can do something with it. Mikola off the line by might have been Rabsmovsky. This one's just all of a sudden, Arthur, come to life as having a go. You might as well. Painter Andrews gave it a real hit. Where's this come from? It's gone from a nice sombre pace to all-out aggression from South.
And I've got to say, the youngster, Christian Siciliano, is really looking very suspect in the air at the moment, and needs to try and be a little more sure of himself coming out of off his line, as Lopez does just now and clears away. We've had 2 big chances for South Melbourne there. And as you said, as the game's progressed, it's really become a lot more fluent and easier to watch. And I think the way each team deals with this breeze going across the ground will determine the victor of this game, I think. A chance now for Victory again. Good ball forward. Howie. He's got a bit of skill, the youngster. Dispossessed. And not a good clearance. Didalitza plays it forward. Howie again. Can he get onto his left foot? Seems to be favouring it. College does well. 1-2. And the return ball let him down, Adam.
for all their composure. Victory, a lapse of it there perhaps at the final touch for College. Although you mentioned the game as a whole, in terms of a neutral perspective, it's been a decent watch so far, as it got really held up in the air, and it was Archibald who earns the free kick. George Mells will take. Oh, you can't take from there, says the official in charge, as Mells gets it back. Trying to orchestrate some forward movement now for South. And of George Mells. Nicely done from Jankovic, who will stroll forward with some purpose. He had no real options alongside him, and there might be an opportunity to go over the top. In fact, there is. If College can keep it alive, he does so. Ganino, a run inside the box. The back heel was poised. It was a cute idea, although College never was able to get there. They look towards the referee. Victory wanting a free kick. In fact, it might have just been that of Razmovsky yet again. We've said his name a few times tonight, Arthur. He's really trying to have involvement from right back the number 6. The official just trying to keep his standpoint of authority on this one. It will be Lampard's throw-in on that far third way point in the South Melbourne half, as Lampard, nice and long down the line, trying to utilise Bernarda. Runners arrived from Lampard. Brennan in there with support. Razmovsky, good use of his body. Does well, and in fact, earns a free kick. Really, really enjoying Victory's game so far, Arthur. They've not been deterred by this massive challenge of South Melbourne.
And the youngster, Kane Razmovsky, doing quite well on that right-hand side, as is Menelao. I think the link-up play there between them has been very, very good. And good defensive duties as Williams thumps the ball skywards. Barney, and given out for a throw. Long throw taken. Someone that hasn't really been in the game, Painter Andrews, early on. And it's a South Melbourne throw. And here we go. The big heave-ho by South Melbourne. And they're waiting for that man, Mikola. Painter Andrews can actually throw a ball as well. And it's Siciliano really needs to be on top of this, because South Melbourne has scored that many goals from this throw. I can't tell you how dangerous this is. The referee is right on the spot there. Mikola, long throw. Siciliano, he's missed it. It's gone in. It's 1-0. And as I said it happened. Adam, what can I say? South Melbourne has scored. And it looks like Bernarda. 1-0 to South Melbourne. And I said it before, they need to get players to protect Siciliano, and he's missed the ball. The ball's gone over the top of him, and it's 1-0.
And the protests from Melbourne Victory's coaching staff was very vocal towards both the fourth official and assistant that surrounds their technical area, and a red card to be issued to the assistant manager. The official comes across, and the marching orders have been sent out. There were the protests, Arthur. It's finally come to a boil. And away goes Melbourne Victory's assistant coach. He was adamant. He was having a fair amount to say to the assistant referee. The foot of Max Mikola from the throw might have been over the line. That was exactly what they were protesting. And, well, the wheels, you can't say have fallen off yet for Victory, but certainly, as you mentioned, Arthur, on cue, Siciliano wasn't exactly... He had a sea of bodies in front of him, but he wasn't able to come out and punch it away. It got very messy inside the 6-yard area, where Max Mikola's throw would ultimately find that of Noel Bernarda, who might have scored the easiest goal of his career so far. Victory have been valiant until that point. It's all about their resolve. Can they find something on the cusp of half-time? They do have a player down, meanwhile, and that might just be their fullback of Kane Razmovsky. We need to formally identify if it is. And in fact, it sure enough will be the number 6. He's back up on his feet as the Victory subs get to work. Oh, we've had a few moments tonight, Arthur, where it's gone from 0 to 100 real quick. That might have just gone to 120 on the speedometer.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, there's claims by my fellow commentators here that have joined us. George was saying that the foot might have gone over the line, and that's what they were complaining about. But there was a linesman right there, and you would have thought that that flag would have gone up. And looking back on the replay, no, certainly didn't go over the line. And as Adam had a look on the replay, and that was all fair and square. And South Melbourne now with their tails up. A chance now. Shot. Barged away for a goal kick, and they've got their tails up, Adam.
It's really polarised them. Esteban Quintas has been vocal. He's been up off his esky, having a fair bit to say. It's always a real pleasure. I can't understate it enough to call a contest like this. And, well, Arthur was pinpoint about that entire play in which unfolded. He's certainly had his fair share of football in Victoria that he's been on the gantry for us. Is there a resolve from this young Victory side? Jing Reese, a little bit shallow the ball, which was intended for Menalau, and out of play, hacked away. It was by Inglese, who was backtracking for South. Painter Andrews has a throw in. Andrews looking for Brennan, hucked out the sky by Menalau. Williams progressing up the field. Nice nutmeg from Hoey. Mel's gets in the way. He was there with Painter Andrews. They'll try once more.
The one thing that needs to be done in those throw-ins, and being a goalkeeper, I think you've got to leave the goalkeeper have room to go and get the ball. When having players in front of him was never going to help.
Ball flung in, and it might reside now with Melbourne Victory on the edge of the area. It was Didaluka who gave it a hit of, well, he put his boot to it, and Lampard yet again was putting his body on the line at the expense of another Victory corner.
Yeah, and as I was saying, the goalkeeper has to have room to try and get that ball. Now, when he's got about 2 or 3 players in front of him, there's no way known he can punch the ball over 4 players. So that's an error in itself.
Barney's cross, nice shape on it, hacked away by Bernarda, sent back in by Hoey. And South can breathe a momentary sigh of relief. As well, Javi Lopez, that was a story developing within itself, Arthur. The well-being of the 34-year-old shot stopper. He seems to be okay for now as Esteban Quintas resides back in his esky. I think for now he's rather happy, the South Melbourne manager. As Lopez will send it long. He'll sit up nicely there for Archibald to try head on towards a teammate. In fact, it goes out of play.
I'll tell you what, Adam, it's a very healthy crowd here. I'd say there's over 1,500 people here tonight, and it's growing.
The question is, where would you rather be on a Monday night? I certainly know where I'd like to be with Arthur as Brennan. Crafty for Bernardo. There was an overlapping run, which is acknowledged. That's Lampard. Options queue up in the centre. Mikkel is one of them, making up some ground. Now it's Archibald. He's opted to cross it back in. And, well, not sure if that exactly was the right idea by the defensive midfielder as Victory continuing this short play out the back. They're flirting with fire. Luciano had to loft it. And now, meanwhile, they've turned it over. It's Brennan. Can they keep their composure? A penalty awarded. It's the captain of Damien Bozanovsky who will go into the book. And well, when you flirt with fire, you get burnt. That's exactly what happened with Victory. And Brennan now has a chance from the spot. And in fact, no. Hang on, it's gone the other way. Arthur, what's exactly transpired there?
It looks like he's been given a yellow for diving. And I'll tell you what, I don't know about that one. The referee gave the yellow card. I'm not sure if it was to Mikola.
Well, my foot firmly in my mouth at the minute, Arthur, considering I was convinced it was the official pointing to the spot. Well, in fact, he was pointing somewhere else. I might need to go to Specsavers, but, well, Arthur, really, it's... When Victory were flirting with fire, I was of the belief that they were burnt. And the officiating in this one, you could argue, well, they're doing what they can, but both sets of benches have been very vocal with the officials. They've had their work cut out for them. And South are adamant that it was going to be their ball, and in fact, it will be on this commentator's side. Nearing the end of regulation in this first half, and there will be an additional 5 minutes soon to be deemed and made official as, well, Brennan tried a party trick. Goes back all the way to the keeper of Siciliano.
I'll tell you what, the game has exploded to life in the last 10 minutes as Victory try and go forward, and smartly played there. I thought he was going to try and go all the way back to Lopez, and in the end, Brennan plays it wide. Painter Andrews, deep ball, trying to find a way through here. Mikola into the box. Can they get the shot on target? Oh, and that's just over the bar. Chance gone begging, and South Melbourne looking ominous now. All of a sudden, the youngsters of Victory are struggling to find their way through here, Adam.
They're currently with their backs against the ropes. A big counter blow was thrown by South, which got them 1 goal in front. And since then, Victory have not been able to really tuck their arms in and start swinging. They've really been up against it. As the 5 minutes is being issued on the board, it should go up any moment now as Siciliano goes nice and high into the night sky. Mel's. Don't know if he intended to head it backwards, and made a task for Painter Andrews, and was happy to have it deflect off of Hoey. You could argue that's been South Melbourne's best football they've played so far. A lot of composure and in possession offensively. Brennan, a renowned finisher, wasn't too far away from what would have been South's seconders. Might have a chance here. Brennan inside the box is the number 7. He was looking to cut it back for Bernarda. Abani has to be cautious. Ganino, bit of fortune. Has it rolled out wide to Razmovsky. Ganino continuing his forward run. Trying to get around. The cross was poised for Reese. It's cleared away quickly by Marshall. Is there a late twist in this first half tale? The idea surely here would be to try and infiltrate the height and strength of Jing Reese. Razmovsky. It was Jankovic individually competing with Reese. Now falters back to Abani, who gets it back. Williams. Bozanovsky back to his centre-back partner. Is there a twist in this tale before we head to our half-time break? Abani confronted by Painter Andrews. Not sure if Victory are going to roll the dice. If they do so, they're going to have one firm roll at it. They're not looking to go quickly. More methodically. Williams. Jordan Hoey. Trying to make some incision, trying to cut through South Melbourne. They just can't seem to do so. So they go laterally. Razmovsky Cross will be flung in. Hoey's the target. Danger signs. And yet again, Arthur, another corner for victory. Can they find something here?
No, Hoey nearly... Was that Hoey almost sneaking in there? The youngster's been pretty serviceable. One of my favourite players at the moment for victory is that youngster. And as I said, Payne Andrews wasn't getting into the game as the ball gets wasted again. He's actually been in the game from the time I said that. He's been very, very dangerous and very serviceable on that right-hand side. And it's no surprise that South Melbourne have improved their forward play because of his determination and some great tackling in that right-hand side to win some really tough challenges, finding a way through. And chance now. Can they find something else? Or now, victory going forward. Hoey could have gone for a shot himself, but decides to play it. And you'd have to question why. Hoey running into goal. He's got the wind behind him. Let it loose, son. What possibly could have gone wrong there? The chance that in the end wasn't to be. Ball forward. Headed again. There's that man Hoey again. Menelao plays the ball. Central. And now Mikola plays the ball. Claims for handball. And I don't think it was. I think it was accidental one, that. And time ticking away. Not long to go, Adam.
Nearing the end of the 5 additional minutes. This opening half here at the home of the Matildas. Courtesy of Noel Bernarda, South have had a 1-goal lead. Meanwhile, the goal scorer making inroads inside the box. Back heels there for Brennan. Abani had to be assertive. And he goes very long. Searching ball underneath it to head away was Jankovic. Is there one last counter charge? They'll have to go now, victory, you'd assume, to have that effort on goal. Hoey in the forefront of their attacking play. Ganino back to Hoey. Options in the middle. Gingris at the back post. Hoey patient, crossed in. Lopez calculated to claim. And that will be half-time. The 1 Noel Bernarda goal will be enough for South Melbourne as they head into the break. As said by Josh Parrish on PA tonight, the half-time scores. Melbourne victory 0, South Melbourne 1 as we cross to half-time. The halftime formalities come to their conclusions as we now have our last 45 minutes and, of course, with additional time left in round 3. Can there be a response from the hosts, or will South Melbourne continue their winning ways? Adam Palombi, Arthur Arthakidis to guide you home. As play has commenced. It's Victory now kicking to the right of your screen. South Melbourne to the left. No changes yet for either side. As Arthur, a quick rundown of round 3. Is there anything particular throughout the round that really caught your eye?
Well, I sort of did get to see the Cannons and Port Melbourne on Friday night. And it was a scrappy affair, to be honest with you, early on in the game as Victory try and go forward. Again, Hoey guy. He's very, very effective at the moment. Ball played forward. Can he get a shot on goal? And in the end, Lopez saves. And as I was saying to you earlier, that's what he should be doing a lot more of, because he's seeing a lot of the ball. And as I was saying on Friday night, Oakley Cannons punished some poor defending and maybe some questionable errors from the keeper in one of the goals anyway. And in the end, they were comfortable winners 2-0. It was a bit of a scrappy game, but in the end, the Cannons were a little more superior. How about yourself? Did you see any of the other games?
Hadn't caught any games until what we've seen here tonight in person, although I was keeping tabs on the competition. We might just quickly run down what we've seen so far in round 3. Kicked off at Green Gully Reserve. It was a 1-1 draw against Hume City FC. And of course now the Friday night fixtures really being heavy in the men's competition this season. Melbourne Knights played Avondale. I would say 3-1 victory to the visitors at Topset Stadium. 3-1 the final score. Joel Murphy Reserve was a 2-0 win to the travelling Oakley Cannons at the expense of the Port Melbourne Sharks. A record crowd of 5,400 people at Genesis Steel Stadium for Preston Lions, who defeated Altona Magic 1-0. There was a derby in Dandenong on Saturday night, with Thunder locking horns with City. It was a 2-2 draw. Meanwhile here, and this one, Hoey! Well, tried the acrobatic to really throw us off our course on what we're talking about, but well, back for this one momentarily. Bernardo tried to get away, and in fact drew the free kick, in which South initially thought about taking quickly, although they will halt to have a set-piece specialist of George Mel's to dispatch in towards the box. Just to round out the round, of course, at Topset Stadium, St Albans locked horns with Heidelberg, who got their second win of the season, 2-1 the final score, which brings us to now. So George Mel's off his right foot towards the back post. Archibald with his head. It's still there for South Melbourne. Bernarda hits a couple of bodies. They'll jeer for a handball, although McCullough will keep it alive. His cross will be blocked, and Siciliano will come and claim.
No. Dangerous there for Victory, and in the end cleared away. But this is what they have to deal with now, Victory, with a bit of a breeze. Going from right to left, but going to the goal-scoring end. And South Melbourne won't be scared to use their shooting strength as they go now. Ball into the box. Chance now, and scooped up nicely there. Siciliano doing a lot better this second half. You can see he's a little more sure of himself. But dangerous times here. Good working down that left-hand side by Painter Andrews. And no doubt Bernardo has got the power and the strength to punish if given a chance. Good work there, slipping over, getting away with it. 3-on-1 here. A chance now for South Melbourne. And the flag's gone up. And it's given, it's probably 6 of one and half a dozen of the other there. The referee's given it to Victory. And again, some good sportsmanship there. I don't know about that one, Adam. It looked like it was a bit of both.
Certainly might have, although Siciliano was quick to just allow George Mells to know his thoughts, perhaps, as the keeper ran off his line to just give a nice shrug to the South Melbourne number 10. Is in a phone box trying to work was Ganino. He's confronted by the strength of Lampard, who has a throw-in. South, you could argue, would look to see this one out. They've got the one goal to keep them in front. There's no real need to try overplay this one. Victory will be the team looking for the answers. And, well, Bozanovsky has to tread carefully, as Mikola was fouled, and Lampard will rekindle this centre-back of Jake Marshall. Back to Javi Lopez. Pass goes afray. Customary. It was in the defensive half, and now can Victory with Ganino try find something to penetrate South Melbourne. It was hacked away by Lampard. Painter Andrews tried his best to not concede the corner, although that's what it shall be for the hosts. Jordan Hoey was initially behind the corner. Luka Kolic to take it. Didalika at the near post. Many options queuing up. They're crowding Javi Lopez. Ball flung in towards that near post, headed away by Bernardo. And aimlessly recycled out of play by Jordan Hoey. Was trying to just cause some confusion for South Melbourne on that attacking scenario. Arthur, you'd assume that South will just do what they do best. Be professional, hold on, keep the contest theirs, have possession, and stifle Victory offensively.
Yeah, they'll probably wait for that chance to try and put them away, basically. But no doubt they have that experience. And in the end, the throw in. Bit of slipping a couple of times. Maybe the wrong footwear by Bernardo there, because he's done it a couple of times, even in the first half. Chance now for Hoey. Great turn. Chance now. One-on-one with it. Lopez. And great save again. Cleared away. Oh, over the bar. 3 chances gone begging at him, my Lord. It was one chance saved by Lopez. The second chance just absolutely gone begging.
And Gingris had done everything he possibly could. He had 2 backtracking South Melbourne defenders in whom nearly caught up to Gingris. He had to use his strength to just hold them away. With his left, his shot was denied by Javi Lopez at close range. He had to lunge to just keep the move alive, and it fell for Jordan Hoey, who scuffed at the opportunity. It was blocked, dare I say, off the line by South. And that third of the final chances just hadn't gone Victory's way. But brilliance from Jordan Hoey to even have the initial chance for Reese as an outcome. He was crafty in his turn, and South were they were outplayed there, really. They were outdone on the counter charge, but they had been able to rectify their mistakes. As now it's their turn to try find something in attack. That's well done from Hoey, who draws the free kick. And in moments like those, Arthur, you really have belief in Melbourne victory to just have some implication upon this contest on the scoreboard.
I'll tell you what, I think that he should have struck it that split second earlier with his right foot, right? And he really would have given Harvey Lopez a very difficult save to make. But having hit it with his left foot, Harvey Lopez closed him down perfectly, and ultimately the score remains 1-0 to South Melbourne, but only just. And it's a good sign that, let's hope this game continues on with some positive play by Victory to take it up to South Melbourne, because there will come a time where South Melbourne go forward. A chance now. Reese, great save again, Lopez. My Lord, he's absolutely brilliant in goals, and I told you he could be the difference yet again. And chance gone begging one more time, and now South Melbourne go forward. The shot by Mikola charged down. Handball claims. The referee was right there, and he said, no thanks.
Yet again, Victory just showcasing their intent. And Reese was waiting patiently on the 6-yard box for that cross to come in. In fact, it was Abani who went solo. Lovely direct nature from the Victory winger. And that's needed. They're trailing by a goal. They need to really just try find the means necessary to get themselves back in this contest on the scoreboard. And, well, that drive was not comfortable. It was difficult for Lopez, and he was there to respond. And, well, at the other end, it was Mikola who came forward, and he wanted a handball. He never got it, and it prompted him into an animated showcase of himself, I suppose, as it comes to a momentary pause here. Both sides struggling to have possession. Victory get it back. Hoey goes back to Williams. Didaluka. Abani have enjoyed his game so far. Menelo shifting laterally. Razmovsky. Ganino stepping inside. Didaluka slips, but it won't matter. He finds Abani. Playing surface, very dewy tonight as Abani head down, got to work. Does well, manufactures a corner.
Bit of speed of Barney. He's rocketing on that left-hand side, and that shot which Lopez saved, I'll tell you what, that speed was exceptional. As the corner's taken. Curling ball. Headed away. Or has it been? Still in danger. Deep ball in the box. Reese's header was really nothing, no strength behind it. And South Melbourne looking at putting some midfielders in there. Luca Durso. And can't see who the other one is, Adam. I think it's Cooper Halfpenny ready to come on. South Melbourne go forward. Brennan! And we know he can hit a ball. Adam playing it quickly, playing it out of the back. Victory really want to get on the scoreboard here.
Just been that touch more direct. They're looking to go over the top time and time again and utilise the pace of those on the flanks. Halfpenny just getting instruction from Esteban Quintas. quite the player he'll mould into, the youngster. As Bozanovsky, nice pass forward to DeLuca, having some more involvement. It's been cut off by Painter Andrews. And now with Brennan strolling forward, South. And yet again, it's the playing surface, Arthur, which is developing a major talking point, considering yet another slip from another player. Of course, the sprinklers do come on during the day, but the way the ball glides and the way the players do also, it's almost like a slip and slide. At least can symbolise one at times, as Falters back to Lopez. The double change with the bibs off there, ready to come on. You'd assume once play is to no longer be inside the white lines, as Lampard for McCullough. Shifting, sitting down his marker momentarily of Menelao. Factor goes the other way. South's subs will have to wait as DeLuca. Williams. Bozanovsky. Victory also looking to make a change. With Mihalidis, the number 10, poised to enter also. Of course, they do have the likes of Tommaso Minatoli, Jesse Hoey, Anastasios Georgakopoulos, and Raymond Dio, all on the bench. As Abani looks very long. Intelligent from Lampard. He let it roll out of play. Thus, now allowing for the substitutions to be forthcoming. And it's Andy Brennan, whose night will conclude. Also making way be Ross Archibald for South Melbourne as they stroll off.
Substitutions for South Melbourne. Coming off number 21, Ross Archibald, and number 7, Andy Brennan. Coming on number 8, Cooper Halfpenny, and number 13, Luca Durso.
So Cooper Halfpenny, Luca Durso, the changes. Andy Brennan, another routine shift, had a couple of shots on goal. Not sure if they were actually on target, Arthur, but there's a couple of moments as it's getting rather somber, perhaps, around Bundoora at the minute. Conditions getting colder. The breeze just coming to a bit more of a calm. Dare I say, it could be calm before the storm. Still a lot of football left in this one.
Breeze is still there, Adam. And South Melbourne may be realising that they need a bit more drive in that midfield. And they've brought on Halfpenny and Durso to try and muscle their way forward. Lopez, the header. And there's goalkeeper does a lot better this time round to clear away. Good work there. Mikolai's really given a lot. Good deep ball into the box. Flicked away. Chance to get it back into the box, South Melbourne. And good defending in the end to prevent any cross going through. Another ball into the box. Chance. Flicked up. Pulled down, and the referee's given the free kick the opposite way. To the disgust of the South Melbourne player. Just claiming there's not much I could have done. And to be quite honest with you, it was certainly a free kick to victory. College has come off and Mihalidis has come on. Jack Mihalidis.
Substitution for Melbourne Victory. Coming off number 26, Luca College. And coming on number 10, Jack Mihalidis.
Mihalidis Midfielder for a midfielder. Let's see what this youngster can do. He's playing on that right-hand side. First ball to him wasn't the greatest. Mikola. Deep ball. No one there. Chance now for Bernardo. Yellow card. And that's fair enough too. 65 minutes gone. We've got, I'd say, close to 28 or so to go. Beanie, ball in the box, cleared away. No one really meeting it. And some great work again. He's had a good game, that youngster, Beanie. Adam, what's your thoughts now? You got, if you were Esteban Quintas, what would you do?
Well, Arthur, I'm not sure exactly if I'm too well equipped to answer that, but in giving it a crack, I'm sure to just be calculated in the approach and ensuring the 3 points. Of course, South Melbourne, it's a usual performance from them. Having an early goal, sitting back, keeping a clean sheet. Not really just exerting too much out in this contest if they can remain calculated and composed. And just to keep things at their current state of affairs, keep it, of course, 1 goal in front, stifle victory on each attacking prospect, nullify crosses coming in, and just keep tabs on Gingrease. I'd say that would arguably be what Esteban Quintas might be thinking. Although, as more and more of these set pieces become fluent as the game goes on, I'm sure Esteban Quintas is expecting something to be testing of the victory goalkeeper of Siciliano. Another chance for George Mells to really try find a teammate on the end of this cross. Although victory for the meantime will just have a man down. Having a quick glance at who might be down. It might be Razmovsky yet again on the surface. He was held down initially in the first half. In fact, it won't be Razmovsky. He's on defensive duties for the spot, or the set piece rather. Bernardo, just having seen it back on the live stream, rather physical was Bernardo, although the Parker Williams for victory is up on his feet, and in fact won't be able to partake in defending this set piece. So momentarily victory down to one less player, as George Mells, roughly 40 yards away from goal, has an opportunity to cross it in. As Mells lofts it nicely, poised. It was for Jake Marshall, but that is better from Siciliano, who came out with confidence to claim. Hacked forward, bounces off victory as they try head it clear. Razmovsky, Hoeing, use of the body. Not around the height of Lucas Inglese. And victory once more, able to have another spell of possession. Can they find a spark or something to just ignite them in this one, Arthur? They're not out of this contest yet. It's really about if they can just test Javi Lopez. South Melbourne trying to be assertive and not allow victory to really make any inroads towards the middle of the park, as Bozanovsky Might be a restructure of shape, in fact, with Victory. Having a look at it, it looks like they've resorted to what is a 3-4-3 when in possession. And in fact, it's that of Razmovsky, who's now playing as one of the centre-backs. 3-5-3 it might be, with the two holding players being a little bit deeper, as across to the back post. It was initially looking okay for Abani. There was numbers there for South. And it was, yet again, Painter Andrews clearing away. Williams dispossessed, and now a chance for the fresh legs. Running at pace now are South Melbourne. They make their way inside the box. It's not dealt with. Mikola had a chance. It's there for Bernarda. It deflects everywhere. It was like a pinball going all over the shop. It looked like it was going to deflect cruelly in for 2-0. It evades that far right post. Mel's will have a corner. South nearly had their second there, Arthur.
I think it was Durso. Some great work on the right-hand side. And I'll tell you what, we've had a pretty exciting game here. And almost the second goal for South. Now, South Melbourne trying to chisel their way through, and that's the goalkeeper has been exceptional this second half. He's been so much more solid in the air, and he was the exact opposite in the first half, Siciliano, and that's great to see. Not a great clearance. Bernarda, good header away by Williams. Bernarda might want to take it a little easy because he's on a yellow card. He might find himself putting his team in a bit of pressure if he does lunge for some challenges. And now there's that man again. Chance for Howie. And he's tripped over. And it's a goal kick. And claim the South Melbourne players are calling their Victory medicos to come on, so you must think it must be serious because of the way he fell. And a chance now to find... We've got... looks like Jess Hoey to come on. And Raymond Dio. South Melbourne. A few kicks going back and forth there, but still going forward. Chance now. The flag's gone up. And that looked very peculiar, that didn't look offside to me. Central defender and Bernarda were probably an extra yard away from that. And ball wasn't played to Bernarda, so I didn't think it was off. But anyway, the referee knows better than I do. Ball play to Michaelides. Michaelides does well. Plays it central to Ganiano. Chance now. Oh, and that was a wonderful effort there by Hoey. And this time with his right foot, but rising a little bit too high. So, some substitutions here. Ganiano off. And Jess Hoey coming on. And we've got Raymond Deho and Parker Williams Is it? No. Yes, Parker Williams coming off. He had a pretty good first 20 minutes, Parker.
Coming off number 7, Austin Janino. And coming on
Ball played wide. Chance now for South Melbourne and headed away to safety by central defender there. Mihalides charging down, a chance now. Can it be an equaliser? It is! Finally! Victory have scored, and it's that man again. Howie has really been probably the player of the match in my mind. Great finish, and in the end, Adam, well deserved.
Q7 Nation Army by the White Stripes. It's those in navy blue and white who punch back in this one. And Jordan Hoey, the goal scorer. It was a brilliant chip over an arriving Javier Lopez, who couldn't do much about it once it was dinked right over his head. Brilliant play from Mihalides to get it moving, and the change in shape for victory pays full dividends. They've equalised, Arthur. What a finish.
I'll tell you what, the youngster Mihalides, really great ball through to Hoey. And look, Hoey, in my mind, has been victory's best player and pretty much the best player from both sides. He's been always active, and I told you, if he's got to try and use that shot of his, and in the end, the youngster's done quite well. He's very, very an exceptional finish to make it 1-1. And now, with what we've got, 15 minutes left of normal time, probably another 3 of extra. And in the end, referee is blowing and having a chat to
and may I just say, the heavy press from the victory substitutes had allowed for South Melbourne to squander possession. Meanwhile, as Max Mikula, very long throw, dispatched towards the 6-yard box. It's there for South, although victory happy to clear away. Headed on by Painter Andrews. On the deck, they're looking for something here, South. It was a bit stiff from Inglese to try find Mikula. George Mells with his left. Nice cross! And a brilliant header! And just like that, it's Marko Jankovic who equalises for South Melbourne only 2 minutes after they were brought onto equal terms. They hit the front. Just like that. A true centre-back's header. Powerful, right beyond Siciliano. Brilliant cross from Mells. And that's one way to reinstate your lead.
What a fantastic header. I tell you what. Jankovic's header was pinpoint accuracy, and nothing Siciliano could have done about that. And I tell you what, George Mells, what a great ball in the box. And again, probably South Melbourne's best player, Mikula, had done all that hard work to get that ball in there.
So deflating for victory, considering they had just equalised. But meanwhile, Albani, this one's really opened up, looking for Reese. It's very messy at the back post, and it might have been Lampard who was in prime position to score a complete mess of an own goal. He was confident in the clearance, but he really flirted with fire there as South will look to make another change. Harding to be that man. But meanwhile, for victory, they're looking to hunt for their second to be back on level terms. It's all getting a bit messy right before the corner's taken. It's had a nice level of spice, this one. The official making sure nothing comes to the boil. What can Victory now try yet again to get themselves back on level terms? Cross comes in towards the near post, headed away by Bernarda. Tried to control from the sky. They were Victory. There's a streaming run forward for South. Siciliano was poised off his line. He hacks it forward. Not as far as Durso. And play ultimately is squandered. Keeper was a fair way off his line. As there comes that substitution for South Melbourne.
And what a robust last 5 minutes, I tell you what. And coming off the ground is Inglesi. He's been pretty serviceable. Reese plays it wide. Howie. Chance now. Can he unleash? Michaelides into the box, and all that good work undone. And Lopez mops up and takes a bit of sting out of play. Lopez tells his troops go forward. He's played the ball, flicked away. Free kick there, and another dangerous position. Mells to take this free kick. And some quick free kick taken. A little bit too quick. And charge down. Back to Mells. Can he get it to the back post? He does so. Useful ball. Jankovic headers forward. Charge down. And now there's a chance. Ball played forward. Howie. What can he do? Twisting and turning. Good ball in, and just in the nick of time, charge down. Youngster now, Raymond. Ball played forward by Didulica. Can they try and use that pace of Abani to try and open up South Melbourne yet again? Ball, not a good one there. And Adam, I think it's time to really, nothing to lose for Victory. They need to throw everything they can now to South Melbourne.
Howie, a man inspired. Will shift it out wide. What can they conjure up, Victory? Last questions as Michaelides gets it back from Diho. Heavy touch from Howie. Michaelides, the culprit, and South will look to go back into damage control. Nearing the end of regulation time. Just over. That of 6 minutes left. And dare I say, it's not all but conclusive yet for South Melbourne. This Victory side, Arthur, it must be said, they've got a lot of unity, a lot of passion about their game. And they had drawn level. The entire squad ran to congratulate the goal scorer of Jordan Howie. Can they come together yet again to find yet another equaliser? Happy to just usher the ball out of play was the captain of Bozanovsky. And yet another chance for Mikola to launch his trademark throw-in. Jing Reese on defensive duties. A lot of bodies starting to crowd around Siciliano. That's how they open the scoring at the opposite end. Mikola right up against the fence here at the home of the Matildas. Gets his throw in. Nice and long towards the near post. Headed across the face of goal. Abani had to clear. And off the volley it was struck by Painter Andrews. Back into the mixer. He heads out wide for Mikola. Howie and Dio in support. Mikola nearly had a road through. But in fact, it goes the other way, and look how incensed the South Melbourne bench were by that decision. Although that will surely be their throw-in. As meanwhile for Victory, Tommaso Minutoli will get some more match minutes. As Minutoli will be an attacking substitution. Well, perhaps if he has the one moment, can he make it work? On he goes, the number 9. In his place, dare I say, it's Jordan Hoey, who comes off. So Minutoli just trying to throw Mikola off his game.
Substitution for Melbourne Victory coming off. Number 14, Jordan Hoey. Coming on,
Mikola's long throw once more. Trying to penetrate us south. The official all over it. And now yet again, it's Victory's turn to try launch things forward and get things moving as the game starts to come to its conclusion.
I'll tell you what, there was a variation in that throw before, Adam. And it was a good one because they used the play to go to the right-hand side of just outside that post, and he's flicked the ball back into the dangerous spot, but luckily cleared away just in the nick of time. And Victory still live again. We've got 3 minutes of normal time. I'd say you'd have at least 5 minutes of extra time, guaranteed. Considering the changes. Player forward. Minutoli. Charge down. And South Melbourne just clearing into space. No one there. What can Victory do? They've certainly been in the game, but I think the experience of South Melbourne is what has them in head right at this moment. Michailidis, he's been a breath of fresh air since he's come on. Chance now, ball played wide. And not a good ball there. Should have done a lot better with that. Abani, come on, son. You've done all the great work on that left-hand side. Don't be scared to have another shot on goal. He's already tested Lopez once before today. Chance now for Victory. Deep ball in the box! Oh my Lord, what a finish! What a fantastic goal! And all of a sudden, fantastic stuff. Minutoli has come on and scored what is an absolute rasping drive. First time, and again that man, Hoey, on that left-hand side, absolutely brilliant stuff.
And Arthur, he was the man I mentioned. If he was to come off the bench and have that one moment, he would score from it. And ever since he came on, he was a thunderbolt of lightning to this Victory side who looked almost down and out. He was creative, he was making the moves, but he was on the end of it there with a brilliant left-footed finish. Trademark textbook, brilliant from a number 9. That's why he has that number imprinted on his jersey and has had for some time. A brilliant finish by Tommaso Minutoli. And this one is all level yet again. Unbelievable what we're witnessing here for our go home show of round 3. Wow. Brilliant, Arthur.
Fantastic finish, and what a great ball in. But I'll tell you what, all that work was started by Michailidis, and I think he's been the difference coming on to join up with Hoey here. And could they go for broke here and get all 3 points? Abani. Chance going forward. The shot. And no real problems there for Lopez. And Jesse Hoy there. And it just looks like we've got another, as I said, I'm certain it's 5. Yes, it's 5 minutes, as I said. So we've got 5 minutes left on the clock.
5 minutes of additional time at the end of this second half.
So chance, can South Melbourne try and peg this league again? The chance now. Goal kick given. Or is it a free kick? Oh, he's given the free kick. Very, very dangerous. And Mel's, is it Mel's going up to take that free kick? You might need a dangerous here for victory. It looks like there's going to be a substitution. Yes, it is. And that man, Gustav's coming on. Nelson Gustav.
Substitution for South Melbourne coming on number 9, Gustav Muller, and coming off number 10, George Mells.
Curling ball. And almost just over. And we could have had another goal there. Quick ball played forward to Abani. And in the end, the goalkeeper screaming for Abani to run forward to try and catch out his fellow player. And a chance now, slipping and sliding there. Adam, it's just mayhem at the moment.
And with his first touch, Gustav Miller nearly to win the game for South Melbourne. His header just glanced wide. It really could be anybody's. And although South Melbourne are going to ask the questions, you just don't know what this damaging victory could do on the counter-attack if they have that opportunity. Mikola sends it back in. It's not meant for anybody. It's there for Painter Andrews. Playing by Siciliano. He wants to go quickly with a long ball. It's going to bounce towards Jesse Hoey. There's numbers for victory. Shing Reese has been put through. Chance here for victory to win it. It's Reese still. The cross comes in. Minatoli wins it. Unbelievable scenes you're witnessing at the home of the Matildas. And Tommaso Minatoli from off the bench finds his second and puts victory in front. Absolutely stupendous scenes you're witnessing in Bundoora. Emphatic from victory. They were down and out. They've come back from behind. And after they might just have the 3 points they're taking home with them.
Reach. What a great finish there by Minatoli. He's come on and he's absolutely turned this game on its head. South Melbourne missing a chance. A thumping drive there by Painter Andrews and long ball forward by Siciliano. And what a great ball. And he's been absolutely brilliant this second half. And a corner to South Melbourne. Now what do we have here? Will this story change yet again? Oh, I tell you what, this has been absolutely brilliant. This surely can't be too much longer to go. Ball in the box. The keeper! It's in! It's the equaliser! Siciliano's been beaten. He's come out, missed the ball, and it's 3-3. Oh my Lord, what a game. Fantastic stuff. And Muller's come on. Another substitute. And he scored the equaliser. Look at that scoreline, Adam. 3-3.
I was convinced it was the other number 9 of Tommaso Minatoli who might have won it for victory. And it was the same player who conceded the corner. Meanwhile, insert Gustav Muller for South Melbourne to maybe, just maybe, have the points shared. What a contest we've seen. And it's not over yet. That's got to be a foul, and this one is coming close to a boil. Going in the book will be Lucas Durso, but Victory are going to throw the kitchen sink and then some at this. They've sent all bodies forward. There couldn't, Arthur, could there? In what's already becoming an instant classic, there couldn't be yet another twist to the tale. And you feel like this might be the final play of the full 90 and additional time. Hoey's cross. It's poised for Reese. He can't meet it with his head. It goes back in towards that area. Minatoli has a glance. Has to go direct. Picks out a player. Out wide now, Razmovsky. Can he find the cross? Composure with Razmovsky. Twisting, turning. What's he going to decide to do? Lampard getting in the way. That will be a corner for Victory. This would surely be the last chance. Who can it be for those in blue to pay themselves in glory? If there is yet another moment, it's been their best performance yet to date in the NPL. What can this storied club provide? As the cross comes in, Muller heads away. It was there for the moment, although the official will sound his whistle. My word, what a contest it painted itself out to be. And these teams could not be decided. It will end in a draw of 3 goals apiece. Evenly split the points go. Arthur, I need to take a breath. That was absolutely unreal, that ending.
Well, I have to tell you, that was a fair result. There is no doubt in my mind that both teams did some great things. And ultimately, it was an absolute brilliant game, especially for us to commentate. Great call there, Adam. It's especially that goal from the substitute, Minatoli. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And in the end, both sides, thank you for such a great game of football. And Football Victoria is alive and well here with great football in the home of the Matildas. Absolutely brilliant stuff here. And Adam and myself just thank you for joining us with such a great game of football here at the home of the Matildas.